My name's Mike Sullivan. I do oral surgery for a living and fly and build planes for fun. Join me on my journey off the beaten path as I build my Rans S-21 Outbound. So today, we've got the skin laid up there. This is the right wing. Finished frame underneath. We just got to make sure that this wing is squared up and level, and there's no twist. And then we shall start clecoing to get the skin, the top skin on the right wing. We'll start with the right wing, we'll do the left afterwards. This is the frame for the left wing. But before we get started on that skin, let's go ahead and get this bell crank wired up and situated. Safety wire, wire cutters, wire twisters, needle drivers, surgical instruments. First step is to safety wire this bolt to this piece. Put a little curve on it so we can get through. More than you would think it would take. Cross the wires out here where you want it to twist. Grab those twisting pliers. There you have it. One thing that is absolutely critical is to make sure that you get this wing square. So I followed a recommendation from my friend at Treetop Flight, and using the builder's method, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, or the 3-4-5 method it's called. So I take clamps and I make a triangle here, and you measure all three legs of it, and the 90-degree angle, a squared and b squared, the xy, should equal c squared, which is the longest part of the triangle there. And when you get those equal, then you've got it square. And whoever said that you're not going to use high school math and geometry? I mean, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Anyway, that method worked very, very well. We got it exactly square. Felt really, really good about it, and the results were perfect. It was an easy method, and I would definitely do that again. That's exactly how I did the other wing. After you make sure that it's absolutely square, the next thing you have to check for is twist. To do twist, I use a T-square, drywall T-square, which you'll see there. And you take a digital level and a perfectly straight surface like that T-square there, and measure across the same exact spot on both ends. You make sure that you've got it within a couple tenths of a degree. and then putting on the stringers right now. That's what you can see me lining up. The stringers go underneath the skin there and fit into little notches on top of each one of the ribs. So you cut those to length. You just have to cut off a little bit on each end, and then you can cleco them up and get them riveted in. Another important thing to note here, you can see that the spars are clamped down to the table onto 2x4s. So the 2x4 is clamped to the table. An important reason to build your table with a little bit of a lip on the edge, as opposed to the supporting 2x4 underneath being flush. You clamp the 2x4 to the table, and then after you get the wing perfectly square, and then you check it for twist, you clamp the spar to the 2x4. So it's only supported on two 2x4s, one on each end. It's perfectly square and absolutely zero twist. The stringers go on, and then you start the clecoing of the skin. So you have thousands of clecos and thousands of rivets coming your way. And what this actually is it's clecoing the skin to the stringers underneath. The stringers are a little 90-degree piece of aluminum that gives some stiffness and support to the top skin here. So there's no match drilling required, there's no deburring required. Well, there is, you just have to run a little bit of sandpaper over it. And then there are 3 of these stringers in the top skin. You can cleco every 2, so a cleco, then 2 holes for rivets, and a cleco, and I put them all in, set all the rivets, and swap them out.
So we put these clecos in every 2 holes to hold the pieces together. And then rivets. These are the rivets all the way down the line here. These are the clecos. So after we've riveted every 2 all the way down the line, we pull out these clecos. Replace the empty holes now with rivets. Get a fingernail underneath them. You gotta drill the things out. A few more down there at the very end. Just to finish this row off. Okay. Grab the rivet gun. Make sure the gun's all the way down, the tip of it is seated before you pull the trigger. First couple thousand of these will in this wing, there's over 500 rivets like this just in this one ring. There are 2 types of rivet guns. This is a battery-powered Milwaukee one. Kind of new to the scene of rivet guns. Most of them are either a hand pulling rivet that you actually have to do all manually, or an air driven pneumatic rivet gun. And now that row's done.
This is what I call cleco, rivet, repeat. Cleco, rivet, repeat. These are Avex rivets for what it's worth. And at the end, we've got 3 nice stringers riveted to the top skin. The first thing that we do as far as getting the top skin actually lined up with the frame for the wing is match drilling the forward edge to the forward spar. So that's what I'm doing here. I start in the middle, match drill through the forward spar, set in the clecos as we go, and you start in the middle and work your way out. Pretty straightforward. After you get all of those holes and clecos in, the skin's laying there perfectly, then you get to take them out and deburr. In addition to deburring, you also have to countersink and dimple the skin and the spar. So here, this is a precision countersink device that you put on the end of the drill, and it makes sure that the countersink that you're doing for the countersunk rivet, so that the rivet's flush with the skin, is just the right amount. And here we go.
The edge of the wing skin is dimpled on the top, and underneath is countersunk so that the dimples fit down into the countersunk. Nice and flush. Next step is to go through and remove all the shavings and all the little burrs from underneath here, which even though you can't really see them, I'm sure there are some.
This is the precision countersinking device. You can get that in 120-degree taper, which is what we're using here. And it has a hole, the number 30 hole right at the end of it in the middle. And it allows you to set the depth of the countersink. And then it's time to clean up all the shavings and do some deburring.
This is worth a video. A small bag, not all of the rivets for the wing, just part of the rivets, 2,151 pieces. And Megan's over there doing her homework.
It's a lot of rivets, babe. I'm probably going to pull a lot of them.
I'm hoping to.
All right, so after you get everything deburred, then it's time to line the skin back up, put the clecos back in the forward spar, and then start lining up the holes in the top skin to the ribs underneath. This is where you'll need one of those little picks to help get the holes aligned just right. And you get the clecos in, and after you get the clecos in, you start at the forward edge and you cleco one row all the way across.
Okay. First screw up. First decent sized screw up. I accidentally put this plate on this side. This is called the forward spar. So I have to drill out all these rivets, 18 of them, put this plate on the inside here. So this is what drilling out rivets looks like. You can take a pair of ginormous pliers and reach in there. Now, these are huge rivets, so let's see if this works. Probably tap it out with a hammer too. It is coming. Not really quickly though. At least I can spin it in there. The good news is after I get this one out, only 17 more to go. Come on. I might have to try a few things here. method. So far that's a negative. I better figure out a good way to do this because I gotta do it enough times here. Yeah, that's great. I could have picked a short one to screw up. Instead, I picked a huge one. Here's the one that goes in there. And for comparison's sake, here's a little one. And this one's aluminum, this one's stainless steel, way harder. Anyway, I got my work cut out for me. Current progress update. It wasn't too tough to get the heads of all these rivets off, but now getting them out of the holes has been tricky. Slowly rotating back and forth until they come out has been the trick so far. A little bit at a time. Making sure we don't do any more damage than we need to. Ideally none. Alright, we got it all polished up here. Make sure that the edges were all smooth. Everybody nicks in here. Got it all polished up on the inside here, no burrs. And put on a new plate. Or the same plate in a different location. We'll try it here. Looks a little better. Alright, we'll click out that in and give her a try. Queen of the world, what are you doing over there?
Resting, look who's just beyond my right arm. Do you see her?
You want to burn her and cry.
My best buddy.
Alright, well, we're about to finish off the wing here.
After you've got the skin riveted to all the ribs, now it's time to work on the aft spar. You have to match drill the aft spar and set all the rivets. That's what we got going on here. Cleat go, rivet, repeat. Cleat go, rivet, repeat. And at the end, it looks pretty good. Here we go with some family building again. I like it when Megan's up there. My wife Megan was helping me before. This is my dad. And we're doing the next wing. This is the top skin, and we're doing the stringers. The stringers are all in and riveted. And now we're doing the forward spar. You have to match drill that. Cleat goes go in as you match drill it. Now it's time to dimple and countersink and repeat the process again for the opposite wing. you see in my videos, I have these really bright LED high bay lights. And sometimes after working for hours under those lights, especially with that skin sitting on top of the table, it gets so bright from reflecting those lights that I wear sunglasses. So it is cool to wear sunglasses, but here it's for the brightness. Nothing better than some real-time footage so you can kind of get a feel for what the actual time alignment process is. If you notice, I started at the forward edge and riveted each row, one row at a time, all the way back towards the aft spar. And notice that I've got clecos in ahead of where I'm working and the rivets, of course, in behind where I'm working. And doing it methodically like this worked very well to get it absolutely perfectly square and level. The end product couldn't be better. All right, so if you've made it this far in the video, you either have a lot of patience, you're not actually watching the video or in the room, or you're getting something out of it and you like it. So if you could please subscribe to my channel so you get future updates, that would be great. You know when I post a new video, and like these videos. Liking it really helps me for sure as I'm trying to reach more people so that I can help them and get the word out about building this plane and how we're doing it in our family. If you could subscribe and like, that'd be great. And please leave a comment so that I can see what you think about this, see if you think I should have done something differently, or just know that you enjoyed the content and watching this process as much as I do.
Wait, I'm cozy and happy in the hangar except for those freezing, but otherwise I'm cozy.
All right, so we're gonna speed this up for you at the end here, second half of this process. At the end, we ended up with a great result. Everything was flat and smooth. It's time to move on to the next thing.